much for watching. As my debut video on Fiddle Lane, I thought it would be fun to do the 25 questions tag, and so you could get to know a little bit about me and my life and what you'll be seeing on this channel. So let's dive right in. First and foremost, I have my Fiddle Fig right here. Her name is Fig, and she obviously inspired the name of the channel, Fiddle Lane. So she's here accompanying me. Bless her heart. Love her. Okay, so what I did was I put together some questions, and I took some questions from the original tag that you've probably seen floating around, but some of them were boring, so I made my own for a few of the other ones. So let's jump right in. Hello, my name is Anne, and yeah, you'll be seeing me. I'm the one creating the videos, editing, doing all the things, making all the sarcastic comments. That's me. So yeah, the first question is, what is your relationship status? This is a great introduction into what the next person that you'll be seeing a lot in the videos, and that is my husband. His name is Alex. We've been together for like maybe 7 years or 8. I think it's going to be 8 next month. It's going to be 8 in October, so it's almost September, so almost next month. Clearly we don't really even keep track. It doesn't matter. We're like an old married couple at this point, so you know. Question number 2. How did you meet your partner? We actually met online through a dating app. We met via OkCupid, if you've ever heard of it. Throwback. We met in 2015. So yeah, you can meet people online. This is before like Bumble and Tinder and all those like trendy things. Just, you know, be wary. Not all the people you meet online are great. Question number 3, do you have any pets? I have 2 dogs. I'll insert pictures here, Daisy and Milo, and they will be in many a video as they enjoy being the centers of attention all the time, and they are the focus of our lives. So, you know, they're really the stars of the show. Question number 4, what do you do for work? I work at a social media company, and I do account management. So, love my job, love my company. And I just got promoted, which is exciting. So I really am very career oriented, and so yeah, I love to work. Question number 5, where do you live? I currently live in Colorado, in the United States. I live just outside of Denver. So yeah, we moved here in February and we like it. Question number 6, what are your hobbies? I kind of am just getting back into exploring what my hobbies are. For so long I have been working. I was working a lot, working multiple jobs for a long time, and then I went back to school for a while, and so I'm like recently rediscovering what free time is. So what I like to do is, my husband and I are big foodies, so we like to go out to eat a lot. We like to cook. I like anything Disney. I have some ears back here. We're going to Disney in a few weeks, Disneyland in a few weeks, which will be exciting. I like to read. I like to tend to my plants. I have a lot of house plants. We like to play board games together. We like to spend time with our friends and family. I like to clean. That sounds goofy, but I really like to organize things, and I just think, you know, a clean environment is a clean mind. That sounds silly and cliche, but it's true for me. I obviously like YouTube, which is why I started this channel. I like to film things and edit things and do all that fun stuff. We like to just go on adventures, try new things, and we're trying to get into traveling a little bit. So yeah, we spend time with the dogs, obviously. So there's that list is never ending. Number 7, who is the most crucial person in your life? That would be my husband. He is my best friend ever. He knows everything about me. We have absolutely no secrets. And yeah, he's my ride or die. Sounds silly, but it's the truth. Number 8, what kind of books do you like to read? I put this one in here because I always like to know what people like to read. I like historical fiction. I like mysteries, like cozy mysteries. I don't like thriller. Well, I don't like mystery thrillers, but I do like kind of like suspenseful thrillers, but not like gory thrillers. I really like Agatha Christie. I like cozy mysteries, like bake shop mysteries. I love those, especially if they're like witches and stuff like that, especially around like Halloween time. That is my jam. I like the kind of like 1920s, 1930s period times. You know, I'm a big Harry Potter fan. Obviously, like I read those more for comfort now than for actual enrichment, but yeah, I'm kind of exploring what I like to read with books as well. I like self-help, I like finance books. So yeah. So I'm kind of into different kinds of things, and I like exploring new genres as well. Number 9, what is your coffee order? I think I'm pretty much, speaking of coffee, just take a sip. I'm pretty much any coffee I get. I'm not a super sweet coffee person, but aside from that, give me coffee, I'll have it. If I go to Starbucks, I really like the nitro cold brew. I like the consistency of it. I'll generally get like the foam on top, the salted caramel, the sweet cream, anything. Although the nitro has a lot of caffeine, so generally I'll do just a general cold brew. But if I had my way, it would be like the nitro with the sweet cream foam on top. Number 10, what is a pet peeve? Probably my all-time pet peeve is if you spell my name wrong. My name is Anne, A-N-N-E. And if you leave off the E, we can't be friends. I just can't do it. Number 11, what is a goal you have? I would say I have a lot of goals. I'm a very goal-oriented person, and even if it's not a goal that I don't necessarily sit down and write goals out, like long-term goals. I do set goals every month. I sit down and say, here are the goals. Like I want to read 6 books this month, which I've already read 7. I do goals like that, but as far as like long-term goals, I have more of like an idea of what I want. So I'm very goal-oriented in that way. I think one of my big goals in my life is to just have a successful career, and I mean that's not just necessarily tied into like the financial aspect of it. It's also to know that I'm making an impact in my company and I'm working on a really awesome team. I'm gonna have work flexibility and things like that. So that would probably be one of my goals. A lot. It's kind of crazy to think like, you know, high school and looking at current, and she would, like, if I could go back and be like, all of the things you want will happen, like all the things that I wanted to happen back then, I've almost already done, which is crazy, and I'm not even 30 yet. So, you know, I don't what to say what my goals might be in 10 years or 20 years. I'm sure that they will change drastically, but that's one of my goals. It's not a small window, a small snapshot. 12, where are you from? I'm from Colorado, and I would love to move to a different state at some point, live in a different state. I've been here my whole life and it's wonderful, but I'd like to try something new and see what it's like elsewhere. Number 13, what is your favorite color? My 2 top favorite colors are this sort of blue, and then also like a pink here. I just so happen to have like a kind of millennial pink. Those are my 2 favorite colors. Although I'm definitely a white person, like a white, like a kind of like a white, off-white kind of color scheme. Like the decor in my house, as you can see, you know, my walls and my shelving units and everything, they're generally kind of that white, off-white almond color. So that's kind of the overall color scheme that I use with different colors here and there. What do you like about yourself? I think I like, I like that I can kind of roll with the punches. Like I need a minute to panic and then I will figure it out. Like, I definitely am the person who, like, will figure it out. Whatever it is, like, whatever we need. Like, I'm very solution oriented, whether that's in my personal life or my work life or whatever. And so I like that I am that way. Number 15, what is your astrological sign? I'm a Virgo. I'm a September Virgo. And it's Virgo season now, and I'm living my best life. And Virgo's the best sign, and if you disagree, you're wrong. So, how do you like spending your birthday? I like doing something on my birthday. I was like the kid that would get up and get dressed in her birthday dress or like party dress for her birthday, and like that's so me now still. I want to go out and have lunch and do something and just like celebrate. I'm not a partier. I don't want to like go on party and drink, but like I want to go have brunch and have a cocktail and like, I don't know, go shopping, do something fun. Go with the dogs, spend time with my husband, like that's my jam. Number 17, do you like to travel? I haven't really been able to travel too much just because, again, with work and school and everything, but I've been out of the country once. I've been to London and to England once in high school, which was so fun. I've been to Disney a few times, other states. I do like traveling. That's one of our things that we want to get into more in the coming years as our time allows, is we want to travel more. So yes, and more to come on that. Number 18, what is the most important thing in life for you? I think that is just finding ways to be happy and being happy. Like, I think happiness, like, it's not something that like, oh, when I get this, I'll be happy. It's like being grateful for what you have now and finding happiness in that. And so, like I was saying earlier, there are like so many goals that I have, but looking, you know, if I could tell my previous self where I'm at now, she would be baffled. And just knowing that, like, I'm the happiest I've ever been, and it's so like rewarding to know that and to be like, I'm so happy because I'm so grateful for all the things that I have. So for me, it's just like finding happiness and like being happy and like knowing that like it's in my power to be happy, regardless, like wherever I'm at, I can be happy. So I think that's the most important thing. And like obviously there are lots of factors that tie in with that, like how being happy. But number 19, what do you want people to remember about you? I think that one of the things that is really important to me is like how you make people feel. And I think I try really hard to make people feel like happy and excited and to be positive and make people feel that. And so like when I leave the room, like I want people to feel good. And so if that's what people would remember about me, I think that would be really cool. Number 20, what is your favorite season and why? I mean, I have to say fall, because number one, my birthday's in, like, I'm a Virgo, right? So my birthday's in September, and technically that's still summer, but it's like kind of fall. Also, pumpkin spice. Although I'm not that big of a pumpkin spice fan, don't tell anyone. But I mean, all the fall activities are just like the best things ever. So fall for sure is like superior, but spring is also wonderful. I think that just like when the weather starts getting warm and like it's still like cozy enough that you can wear long sleeves, but like you can also go for a walk, that's just like gets me all jittery. But honestly, I also love summer. I love being outside in the summer, and I'm trying to love winter too. Like winter, I despised winter, especially when I had to commute to work. I work remotely now, so that's fine, but like I have a major anxiety about driving in the snow. So now that I don't have to do that anymore, I think I can appreciate winter a little bit more. I read this thing one time, and there's I want to say that it's in Sweden. I could be butchering this, but they have a term where it means like embracing winter because you get to embrace the things that come along with winter. So like snuggling and hot cocoa and cozy blankets. And so I can't remember the term itself, but it kind of makes you think like, even though winter might suck because you can't go for walks necessarily and it's cold, you can also think about winter in the positive way because of all the wonderful things that you get to do that you can't do in the summer. Like you can't, I mean, you could drink hot cocoa in the summer, but like why? So I'm trying to think about it and approach it from that aspect. So, but definitely fall. What is one thing you've learned that you wish you could tell your younger self, is question 21. I would just tell her that I had so much anxiety and self-consciousness, and like high school was terrible, middle school was terrible. Definitely would never go back to that time if I had a choice. I would just tell her that, number one, like everything gets better. Everybody says that, but if you're going through that right now, if you're going through any phase in your life where you're like, wow, this sucks, it will get better. Trust me, it will get better. I would tell her that, and I would tell her that what you think matters now does not matter. It will not matter. Like, you will find somebody who loves you, you will find people who are there for you, and like you will be, like you will have the power to be whatever you want to be. The things that you think are so important now will not be, and like it's gonna be okay. Just that, like, it's gonna be okay. It's going to get better. I wish that somebody had been able to tell me that back then. But I also think if I hadn't been through some of those things, that I wouldn't be able to be the strong person that I am today. So, but yeah, if you're going through anything rough right now, just know that it will get better, trust me. And like, you have the power to hang in there, and then to number two, like to make it better. So you've got this. Number 22, what motivates you in your professional life? I'm like, well, that's hard because I'm a competitive person in general, especially when it comes to my career. I like to do better than I did yesterday. I like to be better. I like to be just like on my shiz, you know? I just like to be, I like to know that I'm doing good. You know, that's kind of my thing. I also do well. I also do well with praise. So I do love, you know, I love to have one-on-ones with my manager and have my manager say, thank you, you've done such a great job this week. We really appreciate your work on this project. And that also, maybe that sounds silly, but I love hearing that I did a good job. And so that's something that is so motivational for me. I mean, also raises and promotions, like, again, with that competitive thing, like, I'm always like, okay, great. Like, I did this, I did good. You know, I'm always looking, not like, when is my next promotion, but like, I always have a plan for like, okay, what's my next career move? You know, because I am competitive, and I do have like a career path that I'm looking at. But I just really want to be, I care about my company, I care about the work that I do, I care about my teammates, and I just want to be like better than I was yesterday. And so I don't know that that's something that anybody can give to me. It's just something that I have in myself. But I also like it when people say I did a good job, so that also helps. Number 23, do you have any hidden talents? I asked Alex this. I was like, what do you think is my hidden talent? And he was like, your organization. That's what he said, which I was like flattered. And then also like, really? So I guess I'm apparently have like a hidden talent of organization, which I'm like, okay. But I would say, and I think that also means like not just like physical organization, like organizing the drawers, but like also like planning, and like when we go on trips, like organizing that, and like organizing the budget and things like that. I try to be a very organized person. But I think my hidden talent that I have is, I think, and I kind of touched on this earlier, I think I can make people feel comfortable. I think that I have this, and like, it's not, I don't, you know, some people that you meet and they're just, you can tell that they're trying to get something out of you, and like they kind of feel a little fake. Like, I don't do that to make people like to be fake about it. Like I genuinely am like curious about people, like I want to know more about people, but it's more than that. Like I'm the kind of person where people will come, like I'll just be like in the store like browsing the like pasta or something, and people will come up and be like, oh hey, how's it going? Let me tell you about my niece, she just started school. And I'm like I'm actually incredibly introverted, and so when people come up to me and they tell me their life story, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm so uncomfortable, go away. But of course I'm nice. I'm like, oh really, did she enjoy her first day? Oh, that's so lovely. Do you have any nephews? Like because like I can't be mean to people but I don't know what it is about me. People find me incredibly approachable, and then like I also, like, if I'm having a business meeting with somebody or I'm trying to make a new friend, I also, like, if I want to try to get to know them, like, I think I can make them feel very comfortable to the point that they then feel comfortable sharing with me. So I think that would be a hidden talent, which, again, like, not something that I ever would have suspected, me being such an introverted person, like a talent I would ever have suspected me to have, but I do have that. And like I don't understand why, like why has this gift been blessed on an introvert? Like why can an extrovert not have this gift? I don't understand. But it's a joke that we have like within our family of whenever it doesn't happen when my husband's with me, because people don't like come up to like us together. It's only when I'm alone. People will come up to me and just tell me their life story. They'll get chatting to me. Anyone, everyone, men, women, kids, elderly people, everybody. So I guess that's my hidden talent. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't get it. 24, if you could only eat one type of food for the rest of your life, what would it be? Man, this is a hard one. It would probably be like, okay, this is gonna sound dumb, but like I would probably want to be like a vegetable or a fruit, because even though I love like ice cream and chocolate and stuff, I feel like I would just feel really icky, and also I would just like be on the toilet all the time, if you catch my drift. Like imagine if you only ate ice cream, like you would just have like the worst tummy troubles. So like I don't know, like maybe what is a versatile vegetable that you could eat for the rest of your life? Like maybe a salad. That sounds so like, I'm gonna eat a salad for the rest of my life. Give me the green juice. I don't know. Like what? I'm trying to think about this like practically. Also like, I mean I love fruit, but I don't really eat fruit that much anymore. I used to just be such a fruit person. Can I go with a food group? I'm gonna go with a food group. I'm gonna say vegetables, because you could eat beans. Beans are a vegetable, so you could get your protein, you could get your vegetables in. Is tofu considered a vegetable because it comes from a soybean? Perhaps that's a cop-out. Because coffee comes from a bean. Okay, it just says food, right? Okay, I'm gonna go with a food group, and that food group is vegetables. That's probably a cop-out. You know what? Don't come for me. 25. What is the biggest risk you've taken? I think in a lot of ways I'm not a risk taker. I like a very comfortable, safe life. That's for me. I think my anxiety would just be over the roof otherwise. But there are certain things, especially with like being the kind of like safe person that I am, that in my realm have been risks. Those things would be like doing online dating. I did online dating for like a summer. At the very end of the summer I met my husband. Obviously he was the last date that I went on, you know, I didn't see people after that. It's always the last place you look. I think about that a lot and it just cracks me up. So that was a big, especially, I was so shy. I hadn't really been on any dates before, and I was just like, I'm tired of being lonely, I want to meet somebody, and I did. That was a huge risk, and just like the subsequent dates after that, just I went on so many dates, to meet so many people. And that was just like every day, not every day, but every time I went, every day, every date that I went on was a new risk for me. Somebody who was the most introverted, the most shy. That was a big risk. When I went to school, I went to school and I did my bachelor's degree in an accelerated program while working full-time. And I just finished last year, and doing that was a big risk. It was hella hard to work full-time and to do accelerated school. That was a big risk, but that was like one of the best decisions I've ever made. It was awesome, and we got to go to Disney World, and I got to walk in my graduation, which was the coolest thing. My family was there. That meant so much to me. If you guys are watching, I don't know if I ever told you how much that meant to me, but I could cry. Oh my gosh, that meant so much to me. That was rude. My camera cut out at the most inopportune moment. I was saying that I have a lot of anxieties about everyday things. You know, like going to meet a new friend, or, you know, a job interview or something. Not that I'm interviewing for jobs right now. I love my job, but when I was interviewing, and I think that there are a lot of things that I second guess myself on, like, oh, I shouldn't text that person, or I shouldn't do this, or I shouldn't send this email. And for me, it's less of these big risks that I take, and it's more of these everyday things, because to be quite honest with you, I have anxiety about everything, every day, all the time. And so if I just didn't do anything, and I was always scared of taking risks, I wouldn't do anything. I would never do anything, you know? And that for me is kind of how, instead of taking necessarily big risks that one might think are like, oh, that's a big risk, it's more of like confronting my fears every day in these little ways. Reaching out to somebody that I haven't talked to in a while, you know, or tackling a project that I'm not sure I'm qualified to tackle. And that for me is my risk taking. That's my risk taking quota. But Alex says that he said the other day that, this was really sweet. He said, I'm really proud of you. He said, you know, you confront your fears a lot. He's like, you got a lot of fears, but you're constantly going at them and confronting them. And you do it, and then you're done. Like, you're done. You're not scared of it anymore. And I was like, thank you. That was really sweet. It's been known to happen. He's been known to be sweet. I am just kidding. I have a very dry sense of humor. I love my husband very much, and he loves me too. So that's kind of my idea of risk taking versus somebody who maybe like sells all their possessions and travels the country. But yeah. So does that mean that's going to be the extent of my risk taking for the rest of my life? Probably not. But that's where I'm at now. So yeah. Well, that is all 25 questions. I sped through that because I have a meeting in a few minutes. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got to know a little bit about me and, you know, the characters in my life and what that is about. I've got an IKEA vlog coming soon. I've got a week in the life coming soon. And then of course we're headed to Disneyland as well in a few weeks. So I'll be vlogging all of that as well. So stay tuned for lots of exciting and interesting content. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and welcome to my channel, Fiddle Lane. We'll see you soon. Bye.